Dear participants of the Global Symposium, it is a great pleasure today to share with you some updates and some thoughts on how we develop service learning in Ukraine in times of war. My name is Sophia Opatska and I'm Vice Rector for Strategic Development at the Ukrainian Catholic University. At the same time, I'm also project leader for ServU project, and that's a project which has an aim to build collaboration between Ukrainian higher education institutions and local territorial communities in Ukraine. As you know, Russia started to invade Ukraine in 2014, and in 2022 the full-scale invasion became a reality of everyday life of Ukrainians. Universities, our students, our faculty, our employees, we have to adapt to the situation every single day because it changes. We witness a lot of losses. Every day, some of our friends might lost their home, or schools have been shut down, or we lose friends and family members at the front line. The reality is pretty hard. So for universities right now, to teach students does not mean only to deliver knowledge, to transfer knowledge. It is much more. It is about building community. It is about healing wounds of people who work in the universities. And it's also to find the way how universities can contribute to community building through taking actions in solidarity with them. Ukraine went through reform of territorial communities about 8 years ago. And communities became a pillar for reforms in Ukraine and became pillars of how communities can be together and develop economically, develop ecologically, develop in sustainable way. So the project ServU, as I mentioned already, has to build collaboration more between universities and such local territorial communities. Of course, we do it not alone, but we do it in partnership with our Ukrainian and international partners. There are 6 partners of our consortium and project. The project is co-funded by European Union, and the partners are Ukrainian Catholic University, Sumy State University, Dnipro Polytechnic University, and there are 3 partners from Europe. Those are KU Leuven, Eichstätt Ingolstadt University, and Lumsa University from Italy. If you look at the map which is represented at the slide, you can see that universities in Ukraine are coming from 3 different areas. One area, which is Sumy area, Sumy Oblast, it was occupied at some moment by Russia, and it was deoccupied. Dnipro region is very close to the front line at the moment, and Lviv region is considered to be much more safe, but at the same time in Lviv region we accepted a lot of internally displaced people. Some of them stayed in our communities, some of them moved forward. In the project we are working with 3 types of local territorial communities. Territories with large number of internally displaced people, territories in close proximity to the front line, whose infrastructure has been significantly damaged, and liberated territories that have experienced Russian occupation. If we look at the slide with our associate partners, it becomes clear why they are so important, because all of the territorial communities we are working with are our associate partners. We also have a number of educational institutions in Ukraine, but also globally, who are supporting us in this project and which are providing a lot of knowledge, but also help to disseminate knowledge which we created within our project. There are a number of objectives which we defined for ourselves as a team when we were starting the project. Well, first of all, we wanted to revise service learning methodology, how it works in the countries and areas and institutions which are going through the time of war or conflict. So we thought that adapting such service learning methodology becomes vital, because there are a lot of conflicts in the world, and our experience can be also important to be shared with other countries and other places. Second, we wanted to remodel how to do community needs assessment when you do them during wartime or recovery. And I have to mention that in Ukraine, yes, we are going through the time of war, but at the same time, fast recovery is happening at the same time. We cannot wait when war will be over. So in many regions, there are elements of recovery which are taking place at the same time for the country being in war. So we made the remodeling of those community needs assessment, how it can be done. Another objective of the project was to develop students' skills of active citizenship. And it's interesting because what we witnessed in last years during the full-scale invasion is that students who are participating in volunteering activities, those who take service learning courses, they are much more engaged, and this engagement helps them overcome also psychological issues, also to be part of the community, feel the purpose and feel that they are doing something important during the wartime. For Ukrainian Catholic University, service learning became a method to bring students back into the classroom when full-scale invasion started. So this active citizenship plays vital role both for students but also for communities we work with. We also had an objective to activate collaboration between European Union and Ukrainian higher education institutions and local territorial communities, and we are very grateful to our European partners who became really engaged in the project and who really try to understand what we are going through as a country, but also as educational institutions, and are very supportive. So thank you very much to our partners in this project. It was also our goal to create not only service learning courses, but to create a place where various projects and experience from these projects would be collected. So there is a Ukrainian service learning platform which was created, and where those institutions who are not practicing yet service learning, they can go and find examples of projects, what was the benefit for the communities, who is the faculty member who is doing this project, what are the benefits for the students. And the idea is that we can replicate as much as possible experience of those institutions who already practice service learning. At this stage of the project, there are 3 communities on which we focused, and Ukrainian Catholic University works with Kozova local territorial community, Sumy State University works with Konotop and Sumy local territorial communities, and Dnipro University of Technology works with Chumaki local territorial community. You can see on this map where they are located. On the next slides, I would like to show you examples of service learning courses which have been developed within the project. For each Ukrainian faculty member who was working with students on developing the course for local territorial community, there was support from our European partner. And you can see that Ukrainian Catholic University had privilege to work with KU Leuven and Lumsa University, and we have two courses. One is in cultural and memory studies, and another one in psychology. Sumy State University got very kind and very practical support from Catholic University of Eichstätt Ingolstadt and also from Lumsa University. And again, their focus is on entrepreneurship and digital business communications, but also on child mental health support, which is also in psychology. And Dnipro University of Technology, they have developed 2 courses one in personal finance, so it's business. Another one is in energy management. And support was provided by Catholic University Eichstätt Ingolstadt and KU Leuven. So in such tandems, Ukrainian faculty members worked with European faculty members, and they had opportunity to develop courses which are really needed by communities and had a lot of interactions with communities. We have been able to develop materials which can be very useful not only for Ukrainians but overall in the world, and you can see on this slide the QR code which leads to these materials. They are both in Ukrainian and English, so you can learn from them. In the framework of the project, we have been also able to develop an online course, Service Learning Teaching Approach, and it was developed in both Ukrainian and English. And again, through the QR code, which is on my slide, you can go and become a participant of this course and learn from this course. And again, it's a joint work of 6 universities. And as I have mentioned, there is a service learning platform. Since it is in Ukrainian language, it is mostly useful for Ukrainian educational institutions, but it's also an opportunity to spread and disseminate the knowledge about service learning among Ukrainian institutions for us. You can always get project news and updates, and the QR codes for our social media and website are on this slide. And finally, I would like to mention that for us, it was not just a journey where we were developing materials, discussing, reflecting, arguing, but for us, it was a time when we received a lot of support from each other. Going through war is very hard mentally and very hard emotionally. So I would like to say thank you once again to all the partners who were in this project, who continue working in this project, because being part of our small educational community meant a lot, I assume for everyone. And it was a great learning journey, and this learning journey, it goes much more beyond the materials and documents which we produced of websites. It goes human being to human being. So I think that's something which we value a lot, and I believe that service learning exactly develops this connection between human beings. Thank you very much.